Hello, hi lovelies. I'm under ambles, I'm back in the house. I haven't been doing too many walking videos because, in all honesty, I haven't been doing too much walking through this drought season because greyhounds find it unbearable. So yeah, there hasn't been too many longer videos being made. Cheers. So I made a little short video this morning on the Misfits channel. Some of you who watch this channel are on there too. And it was just all about being in pursuit of happiness. There's a little cafe in Bridport called In Pursuit of Happiness. And it's just one of those names, isn't it? It just like stands out, like makes you question, what is happiness? What is the universe all about? Number 42, they might tell you in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But yeah, you know, in all seriousness, not that it's good to be serious, you know, we are often in pursuit of this ideal, this kind of, this carrot that we're all chasing, maybe this thing called happiness. And some people might argue that happiness is quite fleeting, that it just passes by, that you can't quite latch onto it. You might have moments that kind of wash over you when you... I find I'm happiest when I just let go of my identity, who I am, and I'm just in the moment. And I just let that moment happen through me. And those are the best moments. Those are the happiest moments. And I also get joy and happiness when I'm watching others, my dog, other people laughing, being happy. That is a really great source of happiness to me too. So quite often we're led to believe through the media and through everything that we have thrown at us that to gain happiness is to gain more stuff, is to attain self-enlightenment, spirituality, whatever that is. We're living very much in this consumer society. And I've been thinking about this quite a lot. And it's not that I don't like things that bring me comfort. I work in retail. I run a market stall, as some of you know. And I also work in a clothes shop, very reasonable clothes shop as well. The clothes are really good and cheap. But you know, quite often it's interesting to see our relationship that we have with ourselves. It comes through with our relationship that we have with stuff. So, you know, if you think of the Tibetan monks who are more enlightened than we are, their frontal cortex is much more developed, and they spend more time in meditation, and they've let go much more of those material items, the material wealth of the world. They've, not that they've rejected it, they've let go. So it's interesting, isn't it, to think about what brings us happiness. And a lot of these monks talk about inner peace, inner realization, and the thing of not being too attached to the world, being of the world, not being of the world, but being in the world, but you're not necessarily of it. And that's what I learned on my shamanic training as well. So what I see very much here in Glastonbury are lots and lots of people walking down the street, and they're looking out, they're looking to attain things. They want to buy big crystals, they want to go on the latest course, or they want to go on a retreat which costs, I don't know, maybe a month's wages or more even for a few days. And, you know, I'm not judging them, but that's their choice. And they believe that will bring them happiness, and maybe it will. I believe that quite often happiness can stem from letting go. And that's a kind of like a Taoist point of view, I suppose. Letting go of your identity, maybe who you thought you were or who you want to be, that projection of what you want to be. And I've always kind of like joked a bit and said I'm a maximalist, not a minimalist. And recently I've been chucking out a lot of my wardrobe because I want it all to be natural materials. I went for I went to the medicine center, the frequency medicine center here, and one of the things that came up was that I had nylon in my blood. You know, one of the many things that, you know, we live in such a toxic world, don't we? So I'm literally getting rid of anything that might have nylon in it. So there's bags and bags of stuff going out, and actually it's a nice release. And I'm hoping to get like linen, bed sheets and bedwear and that kind of thing. So, yeah, so happiness. My argument would be that what brings me happiness is not what would bring you happiness. So I think very much we live in a world of distractions. We live in a world where to be happy, we should attain this, or we should do this, or go there, or be there. And it seems to be a lot of sort of like, it seems to be very much based on the self, you know, even the thing of selfies. On YouTube, you get a lot of these influencers. I was really dismayed this morning. I watched this horrible short, and it was a little boy with a thorn in his foot. And he was telling his mummy, "Stop filming me, stop filming me. I've got something in my foot, you know, can you help me?" And she just carried on filming, and it makes me sick to see the opposite of what I believe love and safety and happiness should be. So for me, happiness should be about sharing it with others, about enjoying each other's happiness. I mean, why is laughter infectious? Laughter and cheerfulness are infectious because we're constantly picking up the vibes of others and we're responding. And there's such a thing as mirroring in the neurons in our brain. So if somebody's neurons are firing in a certain way, we might well pick that up. And it literally is mirrored back to us. It's proven in psychology. Myself and a friend did an experiment on this psychology degree that I was on. And there was a wall between us. And it was to see who was the most psychic in the group. And me and her got the highest correspondence. So whether you believe in energetic fields or morphic resonance or being psychic, whatever it was, we picked up more on each other or anyone else there. So happiness, are we here to make others happy? Are we here to make ourselves happy? What is the road to happiness? Well, I can't tell you what your road to happiness is. I can only really speak for myself, and what I've been noticing in recent times is I've been feeling okay with saying no to things. A really busy social life, lots of things going on, even a wedding that I didn't really feel like, you know, going to, and sort of putting on a mask. So it's okay to say no. It's okay to go within. And as I mentioned on my other video, even Joshua or Jesus, he was in a way saying that the kingdom of heaven is within us. You know, what we will find is within. So people say that meditation is really good for us. I find doodling a really good form of meditation. And in fact, I'm going to try to bring that into at least 10, 15 minutes a day. A daily practice is great if you've got the time. That's a bit ironic, isn't it? And even though, you know, we've got this technological age, which is supposed to save us so much time, isn't it? How many of us, I've had lots of conversations, how many of us, so much of our time is eaten up with social media and text messages and sorting things out. And I guess it's not selfish to say, look, I'm going to turn my phone off and I'm going to have some me time. I'm going to write this book, or I'm going to crack on with what I've been meaning to do for so long. And it gives me great happiness to be creative. I think that's because I'm not taking in, you know, I'm not consuming, I'm creating, I'm giving out, I'm radiating, I'm a generator in a human design or whatever that is, you know. Sure, it's really good to look at our astrology. It's good to really understand who we are and what we are. And also within that, we are transforming and changing constantly. And even the brain, it's rewiring. You know, there's this whole thing of plasticity. I studied hypnotherapy, and one of the things is we can rewire the entire brain within 1 month. It's incredible how we can do that. So as some of you who follow my channel might know, I have had a lot of ups and downs, and I do in my life. I read this morning something about the brighter the light, the darker the shadow. And I think sometimes those of us who like to shine bright or like to, you know, give out to the world, we also can go into this great darkness. So it's almost like the more you feel, being an HSP, I'm a highly sensitive person, and I'm trying to help other people that I know, like my friend Graham, understand what it is to be a highly sensitive person. Definitely a path I do want to pursue on a deeper level, and perhaps even become an HSP coach. But self-knowledge, self-awareness, I think is really the key to happiness. And I've been pulling away quite a lot from making longer videos. I've been really focusing in on my own health and my own well-being. And it's great for those of you who are also doing the same. But I guess we can't also exist as an island in complete isolation. I guess it's about going away, finding out what we need, going to the source, and then sharing, coming back out again. And I guess everything is a process of, you know, even breathing, our hearts like expanding and then contracting. I guess that's cycles of life, isn't it? So what brings you happiness? What brings you joy? It could be your family, it could be your friends, your pets. I get so much joy from Aurora, and I can't bear it when I see people asking on Facebook or something to rehome their dog, which I saw this morning, or their cat. And it's like that bond that you form, it's so deep. It's a soul connection that we have. And there isn't a day that goes past where I don't miss magic. But in a way, grief is a form of love, because the more you love, the more you grieve as well. So, you know, on one hand, it's like about letting go. And on the other hand, it's about loving and feeling as well, isn't it? Everything just seems to be a balancing act in life. But I really do feel a lot lighter in myself. I've let go of a lot of stuff, and also people, to be honest. Those people that are not serving my highest good, they've gone. And you know, I can vouch for that. I'm so content in myself. I've reached a much better place within me, and now I can share that with you guys. But I'd love to hear about what brings you happiness. What pursuits do you have, or what thoughts do you like to go into to find that place of happiness or contentment or inner peace? Perhaps inner peace and contentment brings happiness. It all depends what our definition of happiness is. My happiness is a cup of matcha vanilla tea. Lots of love to you. Thanks so much for watching. Loads of love. Take care.